Episode 12, The Capstone, the season finale. "11 episodes of preparation collapse into one page. We take everything we've built, the AtlasParts star schema from episode 9, the DAX measures from episodes 10 and 11, and we assemble the dashboard finance executives actually look at on Monday morning. The DAX is already done. The model is already done. What's left is the part most tutorials skip, making it readable, making it survive a slice or click, and making it feel like a real product. What will ship today? 1 page. 8 visuals. Cross-filter wired. The KPI row. The revenue trend with prior year overlay. Gross margin by region. AR aging. Budget versus actual. A region slicer in the corner. And the moment where one click filters every visual on the page. By the end, you'll have a board pack a CFO would actually open. The top strip. 4 KPI cards. Revenue year to date. Gross margin percent, OPEX, EBITDA. Each one is a single measure we already wrote. What makes a KPI card readable isn't the number, it's the delta. The comparison underneath. Revenue YTD beside plus 8.4% versus prior year tells you twice as much as the bare number. Conditional formatting handles the color green up arrow for positive, red down arrow for negative. The 4-card row reads as a strip of arrows before the eye even processes the numbers. The headline chart. Revenue year to date this year against prior year YTD on the same axis. Drag both revenue YTD and revenue YTD prior year onto the line chart's y-axis. Drop calendar month on the x-axis. Power BI auto-renders the two lines. Set the prior year line to dashed gray so the current year stays the dominant signal. The eye reads it as, are we ahead or behind? Without any explanation. This is the most used finance visual on Earth. Gross margin percent, broken out by region. Horizontal bar, not vertical column. Region names like North America or Asia Pacific don't fit under vertical columns without rotating the labels. Bar versus column matters more than people give it credit for. Long category labels go in bars. Short calendar labels go in columns. The measure is gross margin %. Total revenue divided by total cost. The divide-guarded ratio we built in episode 10. Sorted descending, so the eye reads top down from best to worst region. Accounts receivable aging. Outstanding balance bucketed into 0 to 30 days, 31 to 60, 61 to 90, and 90 days plus. The bucket label is a calculated column on the AR fact, not a measure. Each row's age in days, run through a switch expression, lands in one of the 5 buckets. Calculated column because the bucket is intrinsic to the row and you'll filter and group by it constantly. The amount on the y-axis stays a measure. This is the canonical column for grouping, measure for aggregation split. The longer the right-hand columns get, the worse the cash position. Budget versus actual. The classic variance table. Tables aren't a fallback when you can't think of a chart. They're the right answer when the audience needs precise numbers. 1 number per row. Quarter on rows. 3 columns. Budget, actual, variance %. Conditional formatting on the variance column. Green for over budget, red for under. The table reads like a heat map from across the room. CFOs reading a board pack want exact figures for budget conversations. A column chart of variances doesn't help when the question is, what was Q3 actual revenue exactly? And here's the moment, the thing Excel can't do without VBA. Click any column on the revenue chart. Watch every other visual respond. The relationships in the star schema do all the work. No DAX, no JavaScript, no event handlers. The model knows how the fact connects to the dimensions. and Power BI propagates the click through the relationships. One click, every visual filtered. This is the loop that turns a static report into an interactive question machine. Most users don't realize they can click on a chart to filter the page. Add a small caption that says "click a region to filter the page," and discoverability improves dramatically. Pull back. This is the AtlasParts board pack. 4 KPIs across the top. Revenue trend on the left, margin by region next to it, AR aging at the bottom. Budget versus actual in the corner. Region slicer on the side. The DAX measure that drives the whole board, visible at the bottom. This is the page a CFO opens at 8 a.m. on Monday. 12 episodes, 1 dataset, 1 finished report. Power Query loaded the data. The star schema gave it structure. The DAX gave it calculations. The layout gave it readability. Each tier depends on the previous one being right, and this page is what they all combine to. What we shipped this episode. A real board pack on one page. 4 KPIs, 4 charts, 1 slicer, cross-filter wired across all of it. And the bigger recap. 12 episodes from CSV to dashboard. 6 on Excel, 6 on Power BI. Power Query is the loading tier. The star schema is the structural tier. DAX is the calculation tier. The dashboard is the presentation tier. Each tier depends on the previous one being right. A bad model makes good DAX impossible. A bad calendar table makes time intelligence silently wrong. A bad layout makes a dashboard nobody opens twice. Get each tier right, in order, and the next one becomes short. The finance team that owns this pipeline doesn't have to ask analytics for anything ever again. That's Season 2 of Excel and Power BI for Finance. Thank you for building it with us. Download the AtlasParts dataset, the full DAX library, and every starter file from the GitHub repo. Link in the description. Future seasons go deeper into specific finance domains: FP&A budgeting, cash flow forecasting, statutory reporting. Subscribe to catch them when they ship. See you in the next one.